What is going on, people of YouTube? My name is Kurtyoy. Welcome back to a brand new video of the FPL preview. Now, I asked you in a previous episode, what would you want on which day would you want the I asked you the review, I should say. What would you want on the first two? Because I can do two a day. I can do two on the first day whenever, so it ends Sunday, Monday. If it ends Monday, then I could do it Tuesday. But the first day I start uploading, would you want a review and a preview, or a review and a my season where I discuss my team and basically all things to do with that? Let me know in the comment section down below. But yeah, Game Week 14 is upon us. Well, a few days away still. I'm going to have a look at a few players I think will do well, starting off actually with no players, but the games to watch. So we start off with Man City versus Chelsea. It's going to be kicking off our weekend, and where better to start? It is a big game. Man City, I feel like, really need this, and Chelsea really need this, because Chelsea, I don't think, can't afford to slip up. I mean, they've done so well, they've won so many games on the trot. I think if they win this, they'll show that we're not being messed around with. We've smacked Man United for 4, we've just got through a Tottenham test. If they get through a Man City test, it'll be brilliant for them. However, I think it'll be a ding-dong battle. I don't think it'll be a draw. One team is going to win it. I'm just unsure on who. Sunderland versus Leicester. Who would have thought that'd been a relegation battle? Well, one team would be fighting relegation. Who would have thought the other? Leicester somehow are struggling. I've never seen such a big impact for one player, that being N'Golo Kante. He's left and everything has fallen apart. Interesting game, that one. Can Sunderland get one? Because, over Leicester? Because Leicester have only grabbed a point away from home so far this season, I believe. Don't quote me on that. And we've got West Ham versus Arsenal, another big game, just because it's a derby. West Ham are struggling this season. Will Bilic survive? Well, we've got a draw against Man United. Can they get a draw against Arsenal? And can Arsenal, they're out of November. They surely should be winning that one quite comfortably the way West Ham are going. But it's a derby. Everything changes. And finally, Everton versus Manchester United. Simply because it's two teams that maybe struggled of late that could really do with 3 points. And I'm going to start off with our tip of the week from my friend over at tips_FPL, FPL Guidance himself. He gives us a tip of the week every single preview. And his tip of the week, it's quite a juicy one this week. He says, tip of the week has to be Harry Kane. Swansea, Hull and Burnley all at home in the next 4. And he scored 3 goals in 3 league games since returning from injury. This also makes him a great captain choice over the coming weeks. Definitely have to agree with that one. Here's someone I had in my preview straight away. Albeit, you could say, yeah, they're tough teams. They're set up to defend. Harry Kane is Harry Kane. You give him a chance, he'll score. He'll get chances, he'll score them. So Harry Kane for me, fantastic tip. And if you want more of those tips and want more of FPL knowledge in general, head over to his Twitter and you'll be enlightened, and it'll really help your FPL playing experience. Also, I'm not going to lie, it helps me every once in a while because I'm not the best, but he certainly is one of the best out there. So go give him a follow. His links are in the description. Moving on from that, we have our goalkeepers, and I've probably wasted a lot of time. I had to redo that so many times, that last bit, because I got it wrong over and over again. I'm bad at talking. So let's start with the goalkeepers. Fraser Foster. Ben Foster is what I meant to say. Ben Foster comes in. West Brom, they have a nice little game against a team called Watford. And Watford have struggled. Watford have really struggled. I feel like they'll survive, although I did predict them to go down. But I feel like it could be another clean sheet. They really were poor in front of goal when it came down to Stoke. And, following the Pulis sort of reign, it's a very similar side in West Brom, so I feel like another clean sheet could be on the cards. Like Karius, or Loris Karius, is up next, the goal kick maestro himself. And it's a strange one because, Liverpool have got Bournemouth, and I think Bournemouth have been poor in front of goal recently. They've sort of got a bit nervous, and apart from penalties, I feel like they are, well, penalties have been haunting them as well, but apart from penalties, it's not been too good for them, especially you've seen the last few weeks, and I feel like it could be a 3rd clean sheet in a row for a Jurgen Klopp side this season. I never thought I'd be hearing myself say that. Then we have got Fraser Forster. We've finally got him in. Southampton faced up against Crystal Palace, and to be honest, although Palace are a good attacking threat, I can see Southampton getting a clean sheet from this one. If they can get a clean sheet, against Liverpool, they can get a clean sheet against Palace. And finally, Victor Valdez. It's a bit of a risk, I have to admit. Victor Valdez comes in because I feel like Middlesbrough have got a good chance of grabbing a clean sheet against Hull, who have been woeful. And if you watch the first half of their for the game last week, you'll see that they were shocking in front of goal. So I think Victor Valdez is definitely a decent choice. Following on from that, we have the defenders. We're going to start off with an old faithful I've had from the start, well, pretty much the start, Kyle Walker. Now, this man is an FPL dream. He can get up the wings, he can get down the wings, he's good at defending, and he's in a good solid back line. And Spurs this week face off against Swansea. Now, although it'll be tough for them, it will be tough, but you know, they are Tottenham, so they should get a clean sheet, 3 points. But who knows? You know, Swansea can show they can score 5 goals, but will be against a rather shocking defensive side. I think Spurs will get a clean sheet, though. That being said, another team with a decent-looking back line is Eric Peters, well, Stoke, I should say, but Eric Peters. Now, he's £4.5 million. You could also alternatively spend a bit more, go for Johnson. He is valued at around £4.7 million at the time of recording this video, and it's an interesting one. I think Stoke, they've got a decent chance of getting a clean sheet. Burnley, you know, well, it was a fantastic strike, but apart from that, I don't think they troubled too much. Well, a good few decent blocks from Man City, but that was about it. In the last game, there was some 4-0 by West Brom, as I'm about to sneeze. But try not to, you know, try and do this in one take. I feel like it's definitely worth bringing in Eric Peters because he's a decent choice, £4.5 million. He's actually one of the cheaper defenders to counteract the bigger spenders along the line. And we've got another cheap defender. I think it's, you know, probably one of the cheapest defenders we've got, actually. And Alan Neom is £4.3 million valued. West Brom, I think, will get a clean sheet. You know, no need to be said. And I think it's the same for all of them. Klein, Cedric and Friend, all for the same reasons. Klein also can attack forward. Cedric can attack forward. And Friend, he is injured at the moment, but due to be back this game week. So I'm not sure if he'll play or not. It's a bit of a risk chucked in there, but I do feel like if he does play, he'll help them, you know, in defensively and also attackingly, with that wonderful effort he has. That being said, let's move on to the midfielders. Moving on to midfielders, we do have Alexis Sanchez to start us off. The guy was in tremendous form last game week and scored 2 goals against Bournemouth, and I do feel he is, you know, one of those players that he costs a lot, but he's worth a lot. And it's the same with Aguero. You know, those two, if you can have them both in the team, my goodness, what a team you would have. Arsenal come up against West Ham, and if anyone's, you know, there for a big derby day, I think Sanchez would be popping up with a goal or 2. And he doesn't like to do, you know, games where he just gets 1 goal, 6 points, or 1 goal, 7 points. He only does games really where he gets in the 10 points. So if he does score, you know, you'll be in the 10. So definitely a decent captain option. Then we've got Mahrez coming in. A bit of a strange one. I haven't really featured any Leicester attacking players in quite a while. Especially not Mahrez, my goodness. But Mahrez is coming in because looking at the fixture, they're playing against Sunderland. Sunderland are bound to concede. And I feel like Mahrez could be the one to unlock Sunderland's very, very tight-knit defence. Then we have Mr. Phillips, who has once again proved to get a goal or assist in each game. I think that's 2 goals and 3 assists in the past 3 game weeks. It's the last of it. I think he's got a few tough games after this game week 14, so it's worth noting. But for this game week, he's playing against a Watford side that didn't do too well against Stoke. Albeit they only scored an own goal, but I do feel like West Brom are more in the attack, and that is something I never thought I'd hear myself say. But moving on, we've got Sadio Mane, Liverpool attacker, well, midfielder, but technically attacker, valued at £9.2 million. And like I say, Liverpool coming up against Bournemouth, feel like they really could hurt them without Philippe Coutinho, but I don't think it'll hurt them too much. I think maybe they'll bring Divock Origi in, or they'll maybe push someone further up, like maybe Wijnaldum. But who knows? For now, though, I think, you know, when we're looking at it, Mane is a fantastic, fantastic option. Then we've got Nathan Redmond. Now, chuck Redmond in here because he's still playing. He hasn't done too well in the past few game weeks. Gone down 6 million. Might even go down to 5.9 if we're lucky. And Southampton face off against Crystal Palace. Now, you know, simple enough. Crystal Palace conceded 5 against Swansea, who are really, really struggling this season. And only got their first one under Bob Bradley that game. So, you know, Redmond could really cause them troubles. And if Southampton play anything near to what they can do in the attack, it could, you know, you could be, you know, seeing a cricket score here, you know, into the hundreds maybe. That is a joke, by the way. I'd like to point out. But lastly, Christian Eriksen, any Spurs attacker. I'm not sure midfielder. Sorry, I'm not sure who's going to play, but Eriksen, I'm sure will play because he's played most of the season. Grabbed a goal, maybe could start up his form. And now, finally, the attackers. Not sure how much time we've got, so I'm going to go through them relatively quickly. But you know, still keeping a decent pace. Starting off, Charlie Austin. I did say, Southampton really could hurt them, and I think they are really going to get hurt. Crystal Palace need to improve. Whether that's Pardew in or Pardew out, who knows, but for now, Charlie Austin is definitely worth a gamble. Not even a gamble. He's going to go up in price. If he scores a few in this game, his price is going to skyrocket. Moving on from that, we've got Jermaine Defoe. Now, interestingly, I've got Defoe against Leicester. Leicester are shocking away from home. They always concede goals. And, I feel like if anyone's going to get them, Jermaine Defoe will. Moving on from that, we've got Harry Kane. Need I say more? We've had the tip of the week from FPL Guidance. And, well, his next 3 home games. Again, need I say more? But moving on from that, we do have, quite an interesting one. Rondon. I do feel like it's a bit of a risk chuck him in there. The last 3 are a few risks, but Rondon comes in, could really hurt a Watford side that have looked poor in recent weeks in my eyes. And Rondon is definitely the physical player that could shake things up. And then interestingly, we've gone with Slimani, who is on the opposite side of Defoe. And it's rare I do that, but I do feel like that could be a goal fest. Maybe another 5-4, who knows? But I think Slimani, he's earned his place. I don't think that they're still in the cup, so it's a week off. Gives them chance. Maybe Slimani will attack, but I'm not sure. He rotates his forwards now and again. But if Slimani does play, I think he'll at least grab one. And finally, Divock Origi. Now, he's a very big risk. I don't know if he's going to play or not, but the reason he's in there is because he got a goal in the weekend to break the deadlock. And, they'll need that, Coutinho's out for about 6 weeks, I think. So they're going to need a replacement. And I think, he's actually scored a goal. Maybe he gets a chance up top. And I think if you look at the fixture against Bournemouth, he could also get another few goals in that one. So I think it's well worth a risk. But that is that for this video. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know, have you selected any of the players? Do you have any of the players I've mentioned in this video? Tell me in the comment section down below, or any ones I've missed maybe. Tell me anything you want in the comment section down below. From this week, I'm going to be replying. I'm going to be a lot freer of overtime. Put my foot down. YouTube now is going to get a bit more, not a lot, but a bit more time. So comments replying will start again this week, and be sure I am going to say, if I do not do it for the next 2 weeks, I'll do some sort of video where you nominate me for a forfeit to do over in America. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and peace. I'm going to regret that.